Hello everyone, this is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University, and we're back. I'm an author, psychologist, and speaker. Every week we talk about how to love yourself, others, and a higher nature, how to improve your finances, career, health, relationships, and spirituality. Today we'll continue our series on Love Q, a transformative intelligence that unites unconditional self-love with a higher nature, the universal loving energy that many call God or spirit. When you have a high Love Q, the world opens up for you. Problems diminish, your confidence increases, and your joy abounds. As we mentioned last time, Love Q consists of 7 powers. And we continue today with the Hara, the center point of your power and intuition, which is located 2 inches below your navel. Recognized in Eastern philosophy and the martial arts, the Hara is your center of balance, strength, and inner equilibrium. Beyond its physical role, the Hara is the foundation of emotional and spiritual stability. It is the essential foundation for cultivating your Love Q, love intelligence. And it symbolizes authentic self-confidence, intuition, and complete acceptance of who you truly are. When a martial artist is centered in their Hara, it is very difficult to push them off balance, no matter how strong their opponent is. Even small or elderly martial artists stand firm when they're grounded in their Hara. A trained practitioner centered in their Hara can easily break a board with their hands. Their secret, one-point focus. They don't think about the object. Their attention is far beyond it. In their mind, it is already shattered. It no longer exists. When you develop one-point focus through Hara practice, you reinforce your self-love by concentrating on the key areas of your life, relationships, career, health, and personal growth. Rather than being distracted by the obstacles to your goals, the mental board in your way, you remain steady, focused, and undeterred, no matter what challenges may arise. The Hara also represents your intuition. Whenever you face a decision, whether it's small or life-changing, it's important to pause briefly to connect with your center of insight. Take a deep breath. Visualize the Hara point 2 inches below your navel and ask yourself, does this choice align with my most desired values and authentic goals? This question recenters your focus on what is meaningful to you and guides you toward your genuine dreams and desires. You may not realize it, but you often ignore your Hara. You drift away from your authentic center and fall under the spell of the thought demons, your critical inner voices. These include inauthenticity, not being your true self, and inaction, being stuck in lethargy. When you're not your authentic self, the pain is profound and the regrets are many. This is the first obstacle you must conquer, separation from your true nature. Inauthenticity is abandoning your real self to please or impress others. It also means imposing distorted expectations on yourself that you can never meet. When you're not centered in your Hara, you begin to lose the self-loving part of you that represents your genuine values and aspirations. You laugh at jokes that aren't funny, pursue people you're not really interested in, and work in jobs that don't fulfill you. There are many ways to be inauthentic. Introverts, internal energy seekers, pretend to be extroverts, external energy seekers, while extroverts act like introverts. People with strong emotions may act overly logical, while logical people appear like they're emotionally driven when they're really not. This personality masquerade is often seen at the beginning of a romantic relationship, when both parties want to win each other's hearts. The problem is that after the honeymoon period ends, the masks come off, and the lovers are often disappointed to see each other in a much different and often incompatible light. There's no denying it. Inauthenticity damages your soul and diminishes your self-regard. It leads you down a dark path of sacrificed values and shattered dreams. The eventual result is the instability or unwillingness to take measured, meaningful steps toward achieving your life aim. This is inaction, one of your most difficult adversaries. The inaction thought demon presents another challenge. It may manifest as inertia, not having the will or desire to move toward your dreams. Or it can be seen as compulsive overactivity. You do more but achieve less as you try to stay busy in a frantic effort to maintain the appearance of forward motion. When you act with frenzied, directionless movement, it's like you're running on a treadmill, going nowhere. You make no real progress, but burn yourself out in the long run. Although you think you're taking action, you're actually inactive because you're not achieving your true objective. Another misguided approach is procrastination. You leave significant tasks until later, thinking you'll have more time or energy to do them. But then you delay again because you don't believe you're ready yet. The result is a never-ending postponement of actions that could bring you closer to what you really want. At some point, you may give up and succumb to apathy and emotional paralysis. Nothing gets done because the you doing them hasn't changed. What is the solution to inauthenticity and inaction? Center yourself in your Hara and reclaim your truth. When you're centered in the Hara, inauthenticity is unmasked and inaction disappears. You become your most confident and loving self, and the world opens up for you. Although it may not seem obvious at first glance, the Hara is actually a vital part of your Love Q training. By loving yourself, you're attuned to what matters most. You believe in your value as a human being and trust in your ability to fulfill your most meaningful aims. You also love other people who depend on you to actualize your talents, help them improve their lives. And you love the higher nature, God or spirit, because you're fulfilling the purpose you've been given to contribute to others while you're here on earth. When you're Hara balanced, you maintain a potent one-point focus on the task at hand, whether it's work, family, or leisure. You have psychological and emotional stability despite chaos or uncertainty. To strengthen your single-minded intent, ask yourself daily, what is the one thing I can do right now that would make the biggest difference in my life? If loving your family is a driving force in your life, give them affection, support, and tenderness on a daily basis. If creating your world-changing business venture is your passion, spend time perfecting and implementing your strategy. Of course, balance is still important. Make enough time for family, work, and leisure, and you will stay relaxed, refreshed, and energized. By narrowing your attention on what you love most, everything else in life falls into place. Hara-centered living directs your energy toward what is right for you. As you live from your authentic core, you're empowered to overcome challenges and master obstacles. Known for centuries as the center point of your balance and energy, the Hara can help you activate breakthrough power, the ability to overcome barriers and accomplish your dreams. Here's a technique to help you do that. It's called the million-mile palm. Start by thinking of one thing you truly desire in life, such as a great relationship, career and financial success, good health, or enduring happiness. Imagine how joyous you would feel if you accomplished this goal. Now picture an obstacle, a board that stands in your way and prevents you from achieving your objective. Perhaps you worry that you lack confidence, finances, the right age, or the ability to reach your goal. Next, stand with your right foot in front and your left foot in back, shoulder width apart. Inhale deeply and bring your right hand up to your face, palm facing left. Imagine there is a board next to your face that represents a difficult problem or challenge you thought about. For example, lack of money, ability, or confidence. Now exhale quickly and explosively as you strike the imagined object with the edge of your palm. Imagine extending your hand far out into space, 1 million miles away. The next point is key. As you mentally burst through the obstacle, don't think about the barrier to your happiness. Think far beyond it and visualize that you have already achieved your goal. See yourself as already having that wonderful relationship, amazing job, or financial success. Imagine yourself living a healthy and happy life with the people you love, doing work that fulfills you. You've just done something remarkable. You have broken through mental boundaries and merged with your true nature. The farther you move beyond perceived limitations, the closer you come to becoming the authentic self that can give more love to yourself and others. By following the lead of the Hara, you accomplish things you used to think were impossible. Just like you're able to break a board by imagining your hand traveling far beyond it, you can do the same for outcomes that once seemed unattainable. Here's a story about breaking through imagined limits to reach the pinnacle of happiness. A young student was terribly sick of his life. He was so filled with loneliness and misery that he had even thought of taking his own life. In a state of bitter desperation, he found the local spiritual teacher and pleaded with him to explain the secret of true happiness. The wise sage replied, "Find the happiest man in the world and put on his shirt. Once you wear it, you will have all the happiness you seek. If you don't find the man, you will always be miserable and you must never come here again." Although it seemed like an impossible task, the young man knew he had to try. He asked around for the happiest man in the area, but had little luck. Few people were truly happy, and those who appeared to be content were psychological masks that hid their bitterness and discontent. Finally, the student met a turban-wearing elder in the mountains who seemed to be genuinely happy. As he greeted the student, the ancient man smiled in a most beatific way, his eyes shining with compassion and understanding. Impressed by his joyful countenance, the student asked, "Are you happy?" The old man said, "Yes, I am very happy, but I can't help you. You must leave." Then he started giggling with a mischievous glint in his eye. The young man was confused and decided the sage was trying to test him. He said, "You seem very happy. Please give me your shirt. I will give you everything I have in exchange." In an instant, the old man burst into uncontrollable raucous laughter, doubling over, as if the whole world was laughing with him. Surprised at his unusual reaction, the young man blurted out, "Are you all right? Why are you laughing so much?" The elderly man replied, "I had no shirt." Then he took off his turban and revealed himself as the spiritual teacher who had sent him on his journey. The teacher explained with a compassionate smile, "You have learned two valuable lessons today, my son. First, you cannot put on the shirt of someone else's happiness. You already have happiness within you. You just need to recognize it. Your second lesson is that you can surpass your limitations when you aim for the impossible, a seemingly unattainable goal that becomes real when you pursue it with unwavering fervor. It is like a man swimming across a turbulent stream, being chased by wild animals. He rushes to the other side because he has no other option. You have no choice but to find happiness. Everything depends on it." "I understand now, teacher. I am happy." Like the young student, you must look within and find the truth you have always had. At first, it may be obscured by your own limited perceptions and illusory negative thoughts. But if you look close enough, you will find it. The truth is yours. As you settle into your inner core, it's time for you to take another leap in your Love Q, Love Intelligence development. You're about to enter the mental dojo, where you will develop an impenetrable focus that propels you toward your most beloved ideals. It is Fudoshin, the topic of our next conversation. So, Love University students, today we began looking at the power inside you, which we call the Hara. In the martial arts and Eastern philosophy, it is the point 2 inches below your navel that is the center of your power, balance, and intuition. But it is also your emotional center, the part of you that is self-loving, that gives you confidence, that gives you power to accomplish your dreams. We will continue next time with the Hara, part 2, as expressed through Fudoshin, the practice of being immovably you. So, Love University students, go out this week, live with self-acceptance, love yourself, love others, and love the higher nature. And by the way, follow me on Instagram at Dr. Alex Avila. That's DrAlexAvila. And if you comment on the show, we will select some of the featured comments to read on air to inspire our Love University community. And now the moment has arrived. Put away your notebooks, your iPads, your phones. Love University class is now dismissed. This is Dr. Alex Avila.